Hello again. There seems to be a massive amount of misinformation out there during this pandemic environment. And one of the more frustrating pieces of misinformation is when the media or the politicians tell you what you should be doing, but they have no accountability for what they say, but you do. One of the bad pieces of information out there is you don't have to pay your mortgage. That is in fact false. But the more troubling aspect of it is people are being told that they can do a forbearance program just because they can, because we're in the pandemic. But please understand, if you do a forbearance program, you're hurting your chances or harming your chances of getting your loan to buy a new house. Several mortgage lenders have put out information on this recently. You're actually better off doing a deferral program, because that's not recorded and where your payments are delayed or made up later, than the forbearance, which is recorded against your loan. Fundamentally, under the Wall Street Reform Act or the Dodd-Frank Act, the lender was responsible for deciding when they give you your mortgage if you can pay that mortgage back. If they knowingly miss a reason that you can't pay that mortgage back, they're responsible for the default. That makes the lenders extremely conservative. By doing a forbearance now because you can, it creates doubt that you'll be able to pay the mortgage in the future, thereby denying your chance to get a new home. Now some of you say, well, I'm not going to do that in the next month or two, but some of you were actively buying homes in the next month or two, and you're still all doing forbearances. For those of you actively buying homes in the next month or two, if you already agreed to forbearance, you potentially screwed yourself. You need to get with your mortgage lender, your new mortgage lender doing the loan on the new property, as quick as possible and figure out how to fix this. For those of you that are saying, well, I'm not going to do anything for several years, understand anything that's in the record of your loan stays for as long as the loan is active. So if you have a 30-year loan and you never pay it off, and 20 years down the road you decide to buy a new house, guess what's still there? And when a lender looks at that, they have to wonder if, well, last time the times were tough, they couldn't pay their mortgage. What's going to happen this time? And there's a good chance you get denied because you got a forbearance because you could. As Dave Ramsey said back in March, if you can pay your mortgage or you can pay your rent, you should. Getting a forbearance just because you can doesn't really help anybody, and in truth it doesn't give you the extra money you think you're going to have. Because at the end of 90 or 180 days, the lender can require you to make the entire payment. And if you don't have the money, then you automatically go into a long-term forbearance program. And again, that becomes part of your record on that loan. Why shoot yourself in the foot? Stop listening to people that aren't responsible. If you can pay your mortgage or your rent, pay them and keep your life moving forward. Why create grief later on just for today's short-term gain? We never create long-term gain by using short-term value. In the short term, you're trying to create more value for yourself and more money for yourself by doing the forbearance, but you're creating a long-term pain that ends up costing you more money. Long-term always costs you more money. If you want more information, talk to your mortgage lender. Talk to the person that's going to do the financing on your new property. Or send me an email, chris.wilson@live.com. Again, chris.wilson@live.com. If you're interested in being an investor or buying and selling a house, I can help you. But just because you can get a forbearance doesn't mean you should. It may be screwing you up later on. It is bad advice being given by people that are not accountable for your future. You are. You need to do what's best for you and what's best for what you want to be in the future. Period. If you can pay your mortgage, pay your mortgage. It's safer. Thank you and have a great week.